Welcome to Catalyst Grid. My name is Kingsley Imafua, lead scheduler with DC Nordics. Today, we're diving into the heart of project controls, earned value management in Primavera P6. This is episode 7 of our Project Controls Mastery series. We are currently in the execution phase, focusing on one of the most powerful toolsets available to a project professional, EVM. Our objective is clear. By the end of this session, you will understand EVM principles and be able to configure P6 to calculate and interpret the metrics that drive project decisions. We will cover the EVM fundamentals, the triangle of BCWS, BCWP, and ACWP. We'll then move into configuring P6 specifically for physical percent complete and budget at completion. Following that, we'll dive into forecasting with EAC and TCPI before looking at the S-curve, planned versus earned versus actual. Finally, we'll discuss how to report these numbers effectively to your stakeholders. Let's start with the fundamentals, the EVM triangle. First, planned value, or BCWS, which stands for budgeted cost of work performed. This is your baseline plan. Earned value, BCWP, is how much of the budget has actually been earned through completed work. It is the real value of the progress you have made on the ground. It's critical to understand that this is tied to physical progress. If you've only physically completed 30% of a task, your earned value is 30% of that task's budget. In a £10 million task, that means your earned value is exactly £3 million. And this is true regardless of how much you've actually spent to get there. Actual cost, ACWP, or actual cost of work performed, is what you've actually spent to achieve that earned value. This is your real-world expenditure. If you spent £3.5 million to earn only £3 million of work, you're over budget. You are paying more for the progress than you originally planned. The difference between these three numbers, PV, EV, and AC, tells the entire story of your project's health. It reveals exactly where you are and where you are going. Let's break down the key metrics. Cost variance, or CV, equals earned value minus actual cost. In our example, that is £3 million minus £3.5 million. This gives us a negative £500,000. You are over budget. It costs more to do the work than it was budgeted to cost. This is a primary health indicator. Next is the Schedule Performance Index, or SPI. This is calculated as EV divided by PV. In this scenario, we divide £3 million by £4 million. The result is 0.75. This means that for every pound of planned work, you've only earned 75 pence worth. You are mathematically behind schedule. An SPI below 1.0 means you're behind schedule. Above 1.0 means you're ahead. It's a quick and powerful diagnostic for your project's timeline. Now for the Cost Performance Index, CPI. This is EV divided by AC. In our project example, we divide 3 million by 3.5 million pounds. The result is 0.857. For every pound you've spent, you've only earned 85.7 pence worth of work. You are burning budget inefficiently. And critically, research shows that a CPI established by month 3 of a project almost never improves by more than 10% by the time the project ends. This is why you must catch it early. If you don't correct your cost efficiency in the first quarter, the mathematics of the project are stacked heavily against you. In the P6 activities view, you need to add the following columns: budgeted total cost, or BAC. This is the foundation of your earned value calculations. Next, add BCWS for planned value and BCWP for earned value. These columns allow you to compare what you plan to do versus what you actually achieved. Add ACWP for your actual costs and the variance columns, SV and CV. These are all native P6 columns. No customization is required to access this data. Finally, bring in SPI and CPI. If you can't see them in the column picker, they're simply hidden. Use the search feature to locate and add them to your active view. Remember, these tools are built right into the core of Primavera P6. You don't need complicated spreadsheets when you can harness the power of the tool you're already using. P6 calculates EAC using the CPI method by default. EAC equals BAC divided by CPI. If your CPI is 0.857, your original £10 million budget is now forecasting a new reality. Your forecast at completion is now £11.67 million. This is an automatic early warning that you are heading for a significant cost overrun. Don't wait until the end of the project to find this out. This data tells you that you must take corrective action now or prepare for a difficult conversation with your stakeholders. Variance at completion, or VAC, is your BAC minus your EAC. A negative VAC means you're forecasting to go over budget. It quantifies the financial risk at the end of the line. Then we have the Two Complete Performance Index, TCPI. This tells you the specific CPI you need to achieve on all remaining work just to hit your original budget. If your TCPI exceeds 1.1, your budget recovery plan is mathematically unlikely to succeed. That's a conversation that needs to happen with the client today. A healthy project shows EV tracking close to PV with AC below EV. A behind-schedule project shows EV below the PV curve. Your progress is lagging behind your commitment. An over-budget project shows actual cost above earned value. This visual representation is the ultimate communication tool for presenting to a client or senior leadership. This single chart communicates the entire performance story. It cuts through the complexity and gives decision-makers the clarity they need to act. Learn to read and present it fluently. It will make you invaluable in any project environment because you can explain the why behind the numbers with absolute confidence. Never present EVM numbers without context. An SPI of 0.85 on a project in its first month of a 3-year program may just be statistical noise. However, the same SPI sustained for 6 months with a declining CPI is a full-blown crisis that demands immediate executive attention. You must provide that insight. Your job as a project controls professional is to provide that context, not just the raw numbers. You are the navigator of the project's destiny. Provide the insight. This has been episode 7. Mastering EVM is how you move from being a scheduler to becoming a project controls expert. My name is Kingsley Imufua, lead scheduler with DC Nordics. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment. Your engagement helps us bring you more of this mastery content. It's what keeps this series moving forward. Thank you for watching. Keep controlling your projects with precision, and I will see you in the next episode. My name is Kingsley Imufua, your host. Goodbye for now.